You know what time it is, my friends? Yes, it's time for another round of profile reviews. In short, where I take one of your accounts and take it and throw it to the ground, dissecting it, probably making you cry along the way, and giving you some valuable feedback. Anyway, usually we do these things live on air in a live stream setting with dirty water, actually. If yes, you know, we'll say cheers. If no, we'll say cheers anyway. I don't have dirty water right here. Kind of hard to get by here in Dubai. But because it's been a while since we've done one of these, I figure why not do one of these short, concise ones so you can get the maximum takeaway. We're going to do a live one pretty soon, probably in about a week or something. Obviously, I'm going to take random accounts that you wrote down below as a comment on my recent videos. So, commenting never hurts on my videos, obviously. Yeah, and then it's totally random. I just have to say it again. It's totally random. Has nothing to do with eventual PayPal donations to my Swiss bank account in the forms of at least $700. With that being said, let's get into it. Jordy, I thought Michael's, but Miss Jordy is an entrepreneur, investor, forex trader, mentor, aspire not to have more, but to be more. Ooh, hashtag I'm 14 and this is steep. Coach for those ready to achieve greatness. All right, so let's take a look. First of all, 8,000 followers. Seems to be okay. We're gonna see if those people are actually engaged and stuff like this. Second of all, I see you right here in Dubai, man. And I don't understand the language that you're speaking, which does make me kind of confused. Because if I, okay, here you speak English, the higher you get to the top, the harder the wind will blow. This is actually, all right, I get what you're trying to say. Okay, you do some, you definitely show that you have achieved some sort of lifestyle, especially apparently living here in Dubai. With that being said, your engagement does fluctuate quite a bit, which is not that bad per se. What do you want to achieve with your Instagram account in this case? Because I don't really see the value, why people should follow you, for example. What is the goal? You have to always answer this goal for yourself before you can answer this whole thing for all the other persons that are supposed to follow you. In your case, I guess, because you say you're a mentor, you have the word mentor in there. I guess you want to teach people how to do the same, how to achieve the same like you. And you do have the word coach for those to be ready to achieve greatness in there. But in my opinion, this is still not enough, because coach for those ready to achieve greatness. Greatness with what? Obviously, you mean this trading thing, forex trading or investing or something like this. Still, people get confused. You have to believe me, because people are just stupid on the internet. This is just always what you have to have in mind. Really tell them exactly what you're trying to say. All right, don't expect them to be overly creative or overly smart. No. Just tell them what it is and exactly how it is. So apparently you want to be a coach for people to achieve what? Always paint pictures in people's minds. And your content, with your content strategy, with the way that you monetize things, with whatever that you say online, offline as well, obviously. But, achieve greatness is, all right, I achieve greatness. But if you say, I, coach or helping people quit their 9-to-5 job within 7 weeks through forex trading, for example, all of a sudden people are like, okay, I'm in. I want to quit my 9-to-5 job. You know what I'm trying to say? So try to put this whole thing into your strategy. With that being said, the content that you have here, showing your lifestyle is one pillar that I think is pretty good, especially in terms of you showing authority that what you do, because you kind of are your success story yourself. But that's only one piece of the whole content strategy pie, one pillar. In the IG Black file, we call it different sorts of pillar content for, touching points for people to actually connect with you. One for growing, one for, teaching people things. And if you're a coach, what kind of content obviously should be the content that you push out the most? Obviously teaching. I just followed you, dude. This was totally random while talking. Content that teaches people things, for people to know your teaching style, of what you say, trying to gauge what it is that you can show them. And this is totally what's missing right here. Content that teaches people things. And here's the thing, Instagram wasn't necessarily the platform to teach people things up until recently, actually, up until this whole carousels takeover and this whole reels takeover. And this is a big keyword for your account right here. Reels plus maybe carousels. It depends on your feed strategy, your brand identity and stuff like this. But the Reels being a big thing, how I can see you as a pillar getting people into your funnel, because Reels, we talked about it. This is the way right now to get pushed out to millions of people potentially in your target audience. Reels has its own algorithm that wants actually creators like you get seen by your target demographics. So having your pillar 1, for example, like you have right here, and the Reels with educational content where you can pull people in. Every once in a while, people are gonna check you out more than that, and they're gonna follow you, and then they get into your whole social media funnel. You grow your Instagram through that, and obviously, hopefully, your coaching business. You should be doing a lot more, especially some more educational content. That actually gets people to save this post, for example. This is what you should be going for. Every Reels creator who wants to do educational content, kind of try to optimize for people saving it and watching this whole thing over and over again. And lastly, where can we get in the game? You're a coach, but there's no call to action for people, for example, to message you, to text you to help you out to get into your funnel, or some email capture thing or something along the line, some link in there. So yeah, definitely a very good start, if you ask me. Definitely a lot of room for improvement to get your, branding game on top, to get your whole, coaching game on top, to make this whole thing as a coaching business. Miss Glenn Hawkins, Ecom and cryptocurrency expert. 2 different things, okay. A CEO at Element 8 Business Services, all right. No posts yet. Okay, makes me confused right from the very first second. Crypto ebook store, CFO, bookkeeping, loans plus custom tax, sales tax, audits plus, scalable payroll, full HR plus, Linktree. First impression, if I look at your profile picture, looks very professional, looks very well branded. If I just scroll down there, it also looks very professionally branded. So, you've got that going for yourself. But your bio just confused the hell out of me. General rule of thumb, if you link some profile within your bio, have it not be a dead profile with just 1 follower, no posts and nothing in there. It takes away from your credibility. It's just the way that the game works. So, I wouldn't necessarily do that. The other things that you have in there, talking about crypto bookstore, CFO, bookkeeping, custom tax. I have no idea what you're trying to say with this, especially because you have as your name, Ecom and cryptocurrency expert, which are 2 entirely different niches. Or am I wrong? Or is this kind of the same thing? I don't think so. I mean, not saying that you have to necessarily do one or the other, not at all. But especially in terms of the Instagram algorithm, trying to recommend you to get recommended and trying to find an audience, having 2 totally different niches kind of probably is not the best way to go. Or it actually is not the best way to go. Now, let's just take a look at your content right there 11 hours ago. Reels, there you go. Okay, with this post you have nothing, 0. All right, educational content in terms of e-commerce tax. So first of all, let's address the elephant in the room, my friend. What's wrong with your engagement? Because it seems like you don't get any significant engagement at all. Sometimes you just don't get any engagement. 0, as you can see. Of course, I'm gonna give you a like. Now you know that, but it's not, 1 like's not gonna help you. You had more likes before, 87, going from 87 likes to nothing, or 1 like. Okay, let's check what's happened. 30 likes on average, 30 likes. All right, I think I understand what happened here, why your engagement has been declining, because you do have 1,000 followers. With 1,000 followers, you should have more than 1 like, you know what I'm saying? Or 20 likes. It seems like you have tried to pivot, or you have pivoted your content from being a inspirational account into becoming a whole cluttered thing of talking about crypto, talking about ecom and taxes. Obviously, your initial audience that you built, your 1,000 followers that you built over the time through these posts, are actually not interested in what you do right now. And that doesn't mean that the things that you do right now have no value at all. No, not at all. It's just that the Instagram algorithm is super confused and has no idea who to show your posts to. And the people that it shows your posts to, namely the audience that you have built before in the inspirational niche, is not reacting to that, which shows the algorithm, I don't know if I should push this out to more people because the audience that she already has, it's not reacting, doesn't make people happy. So first of all, make up your mind what exactly it is what you want to do. I totally understand you. This is how I started out, trying to get my foot into different kinds of doors. So I see what you're trying to do. You know, one pillar being the crypto, one pillar being the tax thing. Apparently this is your business with the tax thing. In terms of this whole social media strategy thing, it's 2 different niches. You have to nail down one at first in order to get recommended, in order to build an audience of like-minded people. This is the only way how you can make them happy, by building content that's specifically focused on this one specific group. You know, if you can't do that, with that being said, your content I actually like. Let me just check your reels. Well, this is not bad. This is not bad. Just one small thing. Try to make the text a little bit more readable. If it's white, you know, sometimes it's just hard to read just text there. Yeah, and definitely do some competitive research how they make the reels, you know, what's kind of trending and how they do it with the text. Because I see a lot of people crush it with those educational reels, which is the way to go. Just with the text placed strategically a little bit, not always just in the center, but just, you know, to make the mind, to make the eyes kind of race from one side to another, and with some color in it, or with, you know, not just white text. You know, it's boring. I don't think we have time to go through your link tree, but just at the, you know, just quickly going through that. First of all, there's way too much going on in your link tree. You know, it should be 3-4 things maximum, maybe 5, but this is probably too much anyway. You know, the smaller that you are, the smaller your link tree should be, because you need to guide your followers wherever you want them to go. You know, obviously you still haven't mapped out your ideal follower, you know, just a glimpse into my premium program, the IG Black file. And there we strategically map out a ideal follower profile with, you know, certain questions, with certain traits, so that we can kind of figure out, well, this is my ideal, you know, follower. These are the competitor accounts that have the same target audience or overlapping target audiences, and then you can start to craft and create content strategically placed for this group, you know, already giving you some sort of a head start. Also, your first 2 links being ebook, 2 different niches. I totally understand where you're coming from. I did exactly the same when I started out 4 or 5 years ago when things didn't work out for me. Also, book your free 15-minute call today. But what call? What is it about? You know, through your content strategy, people should know what this whole call is about and why they should even call you, you know, speaking about a value proposition and stuff like this. So somehow the red line is kind of missing in your content strategy, in actually the very basic fundamentals, like your niche, you know, your ideal target audience, for example. So go back to the drawing board, map out your ideal, you know, follower, maybe even start a whole brand new Instagram account, because it might be a little too cluttered in terms of, you know, your old followers, because that was a inspirational account, you know, and the Instagram algorithm might be confused, and it might be a little bit harder to actually get the algorithm to catch on once again to show you to your new audience, as opposed to, you know, just creating a new account, starting, you know, with a purpose, with one niche in mind, and creating purposeful content. And there's actually one thing that I can recommend all of you guys to do if you want to know how to get started the right way, or if you are already started and want to know how to really do it the right way in this year, 21. Down below, there's a link. I have a new free training where I go through specific growth hacks, things that I've never talked about before publicly on my channels here, on how to actually grow an Instagram account in 21. So, you know, down below, IGinsidersecrets.com, you know, just a free training, no catch attached actually. Could recommend it actually to everybody. Man pursuing excellence. First of all, I like the account name. Already speaks to some sort of target demographics. So, you know, that's actually pretty good. Also good that it was still available, this whole account. Now, let's just go through, you know, first of all, at the first glance, probably there's something wrong with your content strategy. Just have to tell you that at the first glance without actually looking at it. But let's look at your bio. Man pursuing excellence. Okay, just repeating what you said before in your name tag there. Influential lifestyle coaching. Okay, you want another coach. Welcome here, coach. Inspiring men to top shelf status by pursuing excellence and living with purpose. Okay, I understand. You have a Facebook group that you want to promote with this whole account. Still, all right. Public group. Welcome to the Facebook group. This group formed as a place for many to inspire to become the best version of themselves. Might be that it's not too niche enough, if you know what I mean. Might not be. You know, I'm not really fully immersed in this niche. Obviously, you're gonna have to do your research yourself. Let's just assume it actually is. And now here's the thing. You're the lifestyle coach, right? So the first question that I have, because it's not been answered, at least what I see right now in your profile, what gives you the status to actually call yourself a coach? You know, what have you got under your belt that you can call yourself a coach, that you can actually teach people? And what influential lifestyle do you have, and how did you do that? You know, what's your authority in this whole game? You know, right now, looking at your content strategy, I can't really tell that. For example, in the IGBF file, we do have a module in there for, you know, maybe people like you, where we figure out, well, you know, this is how I can brand myself as an authority figure. This is how I can do that. And basically anybody can do that. There's multiple ways. For example, if you do have authority through some expertise or through some experience, obviously show that, you know, or if you have certificates, or if you have the lifestyle through whatever that means, you know, obviously show that in your content strategy. If you don't, and if you're still trying to pursue that for yourself, but you're a little bit ahead of the curve or of the rest of the crowd, obviously show that as well, and you know, document everything. This is actually what Gary V means when he speaks about document, don't create. Basically showing whatever it is that you go through, and showing what you do in order to, you know, get ahead. Now, speaking of your bio, obviously try to tidy it up a little bit with some emojis, maybe with a call to action to the Facebook group. You know, because why? I have no idea. Okay, why should I go to your Facebook group? What awaits there? You know. And here's the other thing: do you want to primarily grow your Facebook group right now, or your Instagram account? You know, where do you want their attention to be? In your case, because you have 68 followers, obviously, I would probably try to have all of their attention to actually hitting that follow button and to consume content of yours. Which brings me to the next big thing here, your content strategy. Man, I believe there's a little bit sometimes too much going on. Like, for example, like right here, there's just a lot going on, a lot of text going on, and it just makes people confused. It makes the brains confused. They will just go away from your profile just because it's too much. Also, there's no caption. You know, we've talked about some caption things in one of my latest videos, I believe, but no caption, just the hashtags in there. Bad. Makes people want to click away. You know, there it's a little bit better, but still way too much text in the pictures and in the posts themselves. Now, what can you do to actually counter this whole thing? For example, carousels, you know, where you take all of this text that you have and, you know, pack it into multiple swipeable elements of, you know, carousels, where people are slowly being guided through whatever it is what you want them to know. You know, just one step at a time. People have this low attention spans on social media. So one step at a time, not too much text. I know it's a little bit bad because, you know, it feels like people are stupid, which they are, most of them, or a lot of them. But still, this is just the way that it works. Also, let's take a look what you have in the Reels compartment. Okay. There does seem to be a lot going on. Okay, I understand. But this is not the way how it works. Just have to be honest with you. Reels have to be really fast paced. You know, there's no time for them to wait 10 seconds or something like this or more in order to see, for example, a quote. Plus, I don't think quotes are the best content for Reels. Plus, if you take a look at this, for example, it might be cool actually. This is actually a lot better. Still, the format, you know, with Reels, you really have to adhere to the Instagram format. Namely, you know, portrait mode, videos that catch their attention, you know, really hook them in and give something valuable, ideally, or inspirational, or something that makes them want to share, all right? Something that makes them want to be part of your group, of your excellence. So your big takeaways from this whole thing should be get into design and the visual branding and stuff like this a little bit. You know, read a little bit into it, how you can create a more visually pleasing feed, more visual pleasing posts, you know, with some design principles. And with the Reels, really search your competitors or similar posts. Immerse yourself into Reels, for example, or carousels, and really try to take a look at it like you are a student. There's one thing that I teach in my program, the Black File. Always going to being a student and always consuming content on Instagram, not for the sake of consuming it, but actually for the sake of figuring out what works and what doesn't. And then you're going to see, well, Reels that actually perform well are not Reels like this. For example, starting already with the format. With that being said, those were the 3 accounts. Comment down below if you want to be included in next week's profile review. Probably it's going to be live, so it's going to be a party. I'm going to have to see where I can get some dirty water here. Yeah, and don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment. Yeah, it's a must. It's your payment for this video, especially the people who got reviewed. You have to write a comment. Yeah.